Hi there, welcome to Yo Rabbi. I'm your host, Rabbi Joshua Corber. This week I have a very good question from a friend of mine named Yosef, who's asking on behalf of a non-Jewish friend of his. He says that he was recently ripped off by a Jewish business partner, and he also said that it's not the first time that he's had business dealings with a Jewish person and has been given less than what he was promised. And he also goes on to note that there's a Jewish custom of annulling vows in a prayer called Kol Nidre, and he therefore draws the conclusion that perhaps Jews are given permission in the Jewish law, the halacha, to rip people off and screw people over. Is this the case? So that's a very serious question, and I'm really glad that you asked it, so I'm going to do my best here. What is Kol Nidre? Kol Nidre is a real prayer. It does exist. We don't know exactly when it was written, but it certainly appeared by the Gaonic period, which is about 1,000 years ago in Baghdad. The Gaonim, who are the experts in Talmud and the authorities of Jewish law in Baghdad, they really did not like Kol Nidre. They argue vociferously against its recitation. They call it minhag shtut, which means it's a bullshit minhag. It's a senseless tradition. They say that it's, Rav Sadia Gaon says it's forbidden to recite, although he includes it in his Sidur, which I thought was interesting. Later on, the Rishonim, who were the early codifiers of Jewish law, they say that Kol Nidre has absolutely no halachic value whatsoever, meaning it has no effect on any vows or any oaths that you may have made, and they're quite uncomfortable with people reciting it as well. Rashi is the most generous. Rashi is one of the most important commentators of the medieval period. He's the most generous by saying that if there was a vow that you forgot about and you said Kol Nidre, that it would work to annul that vow, but no other vow that you remember. So with regard to these Jewish business partners, well, according to the Jewish law, they're not in the clear and they're not off the hook. Okay, so there's the answer to that question. I mean, yes, there are Jewish people who rip people off. There are scumbag Jews. You don't have to go very far to find one, unfortunately. But don't let it paint your picture of Jews in general. And also, don't think that Jewish law has anything to say in defense of these people. If they did, in fact, rip you off, then they are accountable. Should be held accountable either by a Beit Din, a Jewish court, or a local court. So, to conclude, I hope I've illustrated clearly that Kol Nidre and Jews who rip people off have nothing to do with one another. There are no Jews walking around thinking, oh, I've said Kol Nidre, so I don't have to pay back so-and-so. Kol Nidre, as I've said, has no halachic effect whatsoever, and the people who ripped you off are jerks. Shabbat Shalom.